Hey guys, welcome to I guess wild craft sort of session with Pastor Kelly. This is my guest. His name's Toonie, and he just climbed into my lap about 20 seconds ago, maybe less. That's what happens when there's some sort of horizontal space with legs involved. He gets on there. Anyway, so we'll see how helpful this little guy is. But I had told you in our video today that I was going to show you how to make rope out of yucca. So a yucca plant, I'll put the picture of a yucca plant in the comments for this video too to help you find one in your neighborhood. But basically, I learned this in high school biology. I couldn't tell you much about cellular biology, but we did learn how to make rope out of yucca. And our teacher also tried to kind of give us the rough outlines of how you tan leather using brains and urine. So that was the sort of stuff that we learned in high school biology at my school in Colorado. Anyway, so what we've got here is a stone with some sort of surface right here that you can bang this rock against. So what we're going to do is try to strip the wet, kind of succulent stuff out from the fibers of the yucca plant. And you can see here, maybe it'll focus in, not really. You can see how it's actually pretty thick here, and then there's all these fibers that stick out. So we're basically going to take all the parts that are moisture that this plant holds to sustain its stuff through drought, and we're going to peel that away from the fibers themselves, and then we're going to weave the fibers into rope. It's a pretty simple way to do it, but it starts with banging a rock against a rock. So this is a very hand tool, early hominid sort of way of creating things, it feels like a bit. So I just found 2 rocks in my yard. This one is kind of flat and has a bit of an edge as well. So just start banging. Actually switched my tool out. This is a more rounded rock. It helps to not cut the fibers so much, just bluntly smash them apart. And you can see how this is getting a little bit, these fibers are starting to separate here. And this will get kind of gooey too. So be prepared for some gooiness. And it also helps to kind of strike with a tiny bit of forward momentum, like as you can see me doing here. And that helps strip some of that moisture out a bit more from those fibers. You're starting to see that really turning into something that looks like something you can start pulling apart and weaving. So keep going. So you can see that this is starting to spread out a little bit into some more loose fibers. And I've moved back to the rock that has a little more of a cutting edge now. And I'm just kind of moving forward a little bit to try to pull some of those fibers apart more and loosen some of the moisture that's in here out of it a bit and start separating things out. It's almost like combing things out. Combing like hair, like combing hair out. And it's messy. This is a messy thing. So be prepared for that. If you're doing it, well, I don't know if I'm doing it quite right, but if you're doing it in a way that works, at least, it'll be a little messy. So I'm going to grab something to cut this with. You can have a parent help you use a knife or some scissors to cut these fibers. I'm going to peel some pieces away because I want to make a thinner rope. There we go, so we'll leave that there. You can see I've got one I made a bit ago. This one's pretty thick. And this one will be a little bit thinner. So again, just grab one end and twist and pull forward. Twist forward, pull back, twist forward, and pull back. Make sure you keep it tightly held in whatever hand you're holding the rest in. This hand here is my left hand that I'm holding it in. And this kind of smells really, really green and fresh. Again, you could lay it out to dry a bit in the sun. I'm not gonna take that time right now. And this dries later too. It dries into kind of a yellowy tannish color, but it starts bright green. So again, twist forward, twist, pull, twist and pull, twist and pull, twist and pull. It's a little slippery. That's okay. And there we're starting to get again a piece of rope that you can use to tie things together. I'm wondering if there's something that I could tie together right now to show you. Here, just take a little bit of this arugula that I've got growing here. And here you can see that you can tie this together just like that. And it's a pretty sturdy rope that is a great natural way to bind other natural things together like this. So you can have your parents text me if you have any questions. There's other resources online as well, I'm sure. And yeah, that's a way of making rope. It's pretty tough and pretty sturdy out of things you may have in your backyard or in a yard nearby, maybe a park somewhere. So ask an adult for help with this, of course. You need to be careful with when you're hitting rocks together and when you're using things that cut other things. But this is a fun, kind of useful thing to know how to do. So thanks for joining me, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.